Testing 1, 2, 3. We got our music. We got our mic. And you know what else we got? We got Mr. Bestefar himself. Another live session, everybody. Gosh, welcome to your Monday. I felt so crappy I went back to bed. It's true. I went back to bed this morning. I didn't feel good. So, you know, it took a while to get the Bestefar rolling. But hey, we ended our last session with some cool stuff. And I keep looking at my other screen because I've redesigned a few things. And it looks pretty good. We've got our follower goal up there now. We've got our Apex Connect up there now. You can see my logo in the top left corner. You can see Call of the Wild in PNG form in the top left corner, which is cool because you can see through it. And we have a chat window. You can see it's in the scrolls in the bottom, or scrolls on the right side. I added my Discord link and I moved myself off to the upper right. Just give the game a whole lot more room to hang. But I'd like to welcome everybody to your crazy Monday bites. Oh my gosh, welcome to your Monday, everybody. I had a great weekend. I got myself up to the beach. Got myself to Mo Clips, Washington, where there's so much water and sand. Good times. Good times, everybody. And before I got started today and got the stream all gigged up and rigged up, hold on there, because there's something about my hobby that brings me out here. I went ahead, notice how I don't have any legends. Oh my god, no legends. It's because I caught them. Alright, look at that. Lots of affiliation, both of these guys. Hey, we've got some friends over on this side. I should see who's open or who's on just real quick. Let's do that. Let's just see who's on. We've got a fellow streamer on, Sissix is on, Moosey Moose is on, and Squawline is on. Squawkline is on. I'm going to go ahead and sneak on without being seen, hopefully. Just because I've got some stuff to do. And I've got some interesting challenges ahead of me I need to face. I'll discuss more. One sec, I'm turning on my iPad and letting it run. Alright, turn that around so I can't see it. Alright, so here we are. Welcome aboard. Looks like we are somewhere in the desert. I would guess Emerald, down at the south end of Emerald Plateau. Yes, correct. It's true, we are down here at Emerald Lake Plateau. Gosh, what would Bestefar be doing down here? Well, right in here is a very sweet kokanee spot. Check it out, Crazy Just Dan just came on and he's down here. Must be in his vehicle. Oh, he's running across the bridge maybe. Anyhow, what is Bestefar doing down here? Well, let's look at my challenges. I'll tell you what, go to my handbook. Well, I need 2 kokanee, I need 2 pike, and I've got a very easy to accomplish weight limitation for today's challenge. And then my weeklies are all the blanks, and so I really just need to focus on quantity and some silvers. So we're good. We're totally good. So let's go find some kokanee together. Alright, we need 9 of them. Alright, now that's why Bestefar brought you here. So tip number 1 of the day, newbie. Newbie, welcome new player. You're all newbies to Bestefar, because I don't have very many followers and I'd really like more, so make sure you spread the word. We're going to go right around this corner in the boat, come down in here and park right here. Okay, I'm going to add a marker here and I'm going to show you what I mean. because this is going to be kokanee right here. Okay, we're going to go here. And another thing, these are small fish. They're not very big. If you look at my handbook, how big of a kokanee did I get? I got a diamond, but even the biggest diamond's only 2.5, right? So I need to fish on small rig. So before we even go out, let's just make sure I've got one. And I normally fish small rig on this little guy, or this, you know I love the stale. It's too heavy for what I'm doing, but it's a weak, it's got a weak reel that comes with it if you've done that quest. And I'll regularly pull with one of these just because it's just you know, it's real simple, easy to go. I only have so much on it. Here, let's rig it real quick for pull while we're at it. I just want to be able to pull a spinner, right? And when I'm pulling, I'll generally put a colored line on. So let's just see. That 4 is probably too big, but the 7's not. See how I did that? Gotta have a small spinner for small fish, especially if you're looking for kokanee. So let's, now that we're rigged up, we know we're gonna fish with the stale, a good old favorite. Got it in the Norwegian Reserve. We're using it over here in GRR. So pretty, this area, south end of Emerald Lake Plateau. All right, let's get out big orange, yeah. Big orange. Hello, Juicy. All right. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Right next to me, right there. He's all scared. Look at that guy. I'd be scared too. You better run, little fella. I'm coming. Did you guys see that fish? Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's the fish we're going for right there. Little kokanees. And there's somebody fishing right under us. Or right above us, sorry. Bestefar doesn't have the best relationship with words. Alright, now I generally will fish it so that I have 3 ways to go here. Alright, let's get that one rod out. It's got the 7 on it. I can fish towards the bridge, right? I can fish towards that little bay. I can fish towards those rocks. And of course I can just fish straight out. I generally never pull fish over the boat, ever. So I put the thing I'm not going to fish to behind me. Alright, just sharing. Alright, here we are. Oh, goodness gracious. Bestefar so happy. Welcome to Monday Bites. We've got ourselves our first pull of the day. We've got a 7 spinner on. Kokanee are jumping in front of us, and we're ready to rock. And you'll notice that the Hund is super slow, so I fish it on 3. Because even on 3 it's slow. And that's because its gear ratio is 5.5 to 1. Yo, first bite of the day. And we're gonna have a real easy time pulling these in. I should try and see if I can get this 7 spinner on my bass rod and see if it's capable of pulling these in. See, because that would fit underneath my bass rod. Let's do that, because then I'm not going to get such a low score. Right? We're here for the challenge, which we'll succeed at for sure. But I definitely would rather have it be perfectly lined out where I can. So we'll take this off. And we'll put on a cute little spinner bait, the 5er. And we're gonna fish this gold horn over here. Because it's a sweet little rod. Notice how I have the popper on it. and we'll run the number 7 on it. It's got 2.5 because the max line strength is 2.5. So this is a really good sized out rig up for small fish. And I put the Casio on it, which is max strength 3.5, but also a very expensive rod. But it, again, has the 5.5 ratio, so it pulls slowly, which is really good for keeping things kind of down into the water instead of pulling them up high. So again, maximize your bait range. If you're at the top, you only got half your bait range. All right, so off we go, and we'll hit the 5 rod. And look at that, it's so short, that rod, that it just puts that cute little spinner right in front of me, right? Which I think is funny. One little limitation about my cute little gold hoard rod is that cute little thing does not cast very far. But that's fine, it's normally fishing top. And you're right next to your stuff at that point. You're in lily pads, etc. So it's dragging the 7 spin. It's got its first bite. And I'm going to up my tension to 40, even though it really doesn't matter. Got our next little guy. Look at that, a little bronzy. Only worth 11 again, because these are pretty good high-end, but appropriately sized for bass. You know, so this is just a tiny guy. But it would do well for silver and for gold. So we're still seeing the low score because it's only a bronzy. And right now I'm going to just keep casting where I'm finding fish, and we'll start moving as soon as we get ourselves in without a fish. I'm going to go ahead and fish on 2 times. Welcome to Monday Bites. Does it Monday bite, everybody? We might get to the boat here. Coming in, coming in. There we go. Saw a guy jump over there. Let's see if we can go get it. All right. And right after this little pull, I'm going to liven up our music a little bit. Yeah. There we go, yeah. Get that guy in the boat. Look at that. See, that's perfectly sized. Got a little red pole on there. Shows, there you go. There you go. Just slightly heavier. 1.12. That's 2.2 pounds or so, right? I live with a Canadian, so I go with metric, okay? Nonetheless, score's better. And we're right there in the silver range. We can catch these all day long for 806. Look, guys, I get that every 13 seconds. That's how you level. You're looking for silvers. Silvers are where the XP and the reward are. And the quantity. So I let that spinner drop halfway down because it's only out 60 feet, 20 meters, and then I just let auto reel do the work. And I'm seeing kokanee everywhere in the water, small ones. There's one right here, right there. And this is perfect tension at 40, see, because they're coming in red. Like it. Like it. See, that's perfect. Good looking fish. By the way, here I have an issue. This Kokanee salmon generally won't have such a big hook nose until after he's ready to finish his duty as a salmon, right? To procreate. So, and extend his life and his species. So, I would love to see this slightly reduced because it means that we're fishing for these end of season. And additionally, they're only going to get super dark red and change their color set so bright when it's near end of life as well. Just sharing a little tip. Bestefar loves salmon. He does. Bestefar loves salmon. All right, let's pull that in. This is a fun little fish spot for me. One time I came down here and just cranked out 30 or so, 30 kokanee to do the weekly all in 1 hour. Cranked it out. I forgot to change the music. Sorry. Look, it's being followed. You can see that one. Okay, now, notice, gotta lower the tension because this is obviously a rainbow. Look how big that rainbow is to this rod. See, and it bit hard. Hard. Rod barely handles it. That's a huge fish to the rod. And you can tell, it gave it a lot of XP. We got 3K for that. Right? Silver rainbow on a light rig up, tons of XP. But it does you no good to be hooking these in with, a heavy set rod unless, you have almost nothing for a reel. Having said that, this is the right go. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Love the rainbow. 423 credits. You see that? And I'm just fishing in a circle now that we're getting fish. And I'm going to let that sit on the bottom for a second while I go over here and I change our music out. Because I just feel like we're going to be a little more upbeat today. All right. Get that up to 2 times. Yeah. Alrighty, look at that. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, this is good. This is perfect. I'm going to turn it up though. Alright, let me go over here and crank that up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Love the bronzies. Looking good. Looking good. So we're just cranking in on these now. So we obviously need to get 9 kokanee. So just want to keep cranking. Been listening to a lot of dubstep because of Monster Cat. All good. Got no one with this right now. I'd love to have some viewers. That's okay. Monday bites, right? You can always get on and just hang. All right, we didn't get anything on that one. First of the day, we didn't get a fish. So that's okay. There are a lot of fish here. Gotta go after him. Yeah, another little guy, little kokanee. We're gonna almost fully level up the Casio soon. I have not fished all the way out into this lake. I need to. And I need to because I'd love to see what else is in here. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there's like a really big lake trout somewhere in the middle of this little hole back here? Just need to go jig that bottom of this lake. But we're here for kokanee because we took the challenge today of nine kokanee. I thought that was 2. But they've got to be bronzes or better. I'm going to switch my phone on to manage the stream a little bit for me. All right. All good, all good. You know what else is really cool about this old Casio reel is how old it looks. Look at the scratches on it. Looks perfect. It looks like a good old reel that's been thrown in the back of my truck a few times. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Oh, just coming in here, just perfect. This is exactly what we want. Spinner 7, doing its job. Welcome to your Monday. Welcome to your Monday. Work that shoulder injury, yeah. Oh yeah, I got that one right by the boat. Right by the boat. Perfect. And we're just honing in on that kokanee limit right now. Gonna be there. Look at that. We just got it. We just got it. Okay. So before we go further, let's go to the handbook. And we will take a look at latest catches. So you can see I just did this morning. Okay. So that's 20 fish inside the first 24 minutes of today's session. 24. And you pull them in quick, you're appropriately geared, you know where to go, you can find kokanee. Okay, where are we? Put a little note right here on your map. Bottom of the map. Get in the Jeep, get yourself down here, right? There it is. That's where you want to be for kokanee. All right, what's next on the challenge? We just took care of this. All we need is 2 pike. So that's going to be super easy. And I mean super easy. I could probably get them right here if I really wanted, it would seem. But all we need is some lily pads. And, you know, there's so many places where there's a ton of lily pads. But I'm going to show you I'm going to fast travel now back to the main outpost. And quickly, just before I do anything, be ready to re-rig if I have to. I'm going to use this rod for my pike. It's my next lightest down for the moment. And I think to pull for pike, all I need is jerk bait or crankbait. But I'll go ahead and handbook that just to make sure. Swim bait, jerk bait, spinner bait, and if I hit tab, I'm pretty sure the others are going to show. See, cranks at the very end. But if that's all you got, that's what you use, right? But look at all this. This means he'll eat basically anything you got in your bag. Holy cow. And that's why they're so easy to rig up and pick up. So you gotta, you'll occasionally pick up pikes when you're looking for something else. Don't freak out. Stick with it. But very few things take swim bait. Very few. So, let's start there. And I don't have one in my bag. And that's why we went ahead and decided to visit Taylor's Tackles. We'll hit the storage. We'll hit the lures. We'll go to the swimmer. See, I know I don't have one because I was making room for other things. So we'll punt something I have multiple of, which is probably this one right here. We'll get rid of the 4. Notice how I have all these spinners rigged up right now. I was playing for salmon with this spinner 1 and this spinner 2.0 in Norway, just working it in our last session with another player that joined me. That was fun. But these are sitting on my bigger bait cast rods with bigger reels, and that's because salmon are huge. They're the Atlantic salmon in the Norwegian region we were fishing for. Anyways, we just used this. I've got one spot open. Let's go ahead and drop in. We need a pike on a 5 or so. I would say this guy right here, right? And do I have a jerkbait just in case? I do. A 5. Do I have a crankbait? Yes, I do. A number 2 I don't need. Ooh, that 1's interesting. Notice how it's partially filled. But the 5 would be good, because I know I can catch stuff on that. Now, before we go further, I'm thinking to myself, what if I don't want to fish with a pole and I want to just, drop a piece of bait? Will I pick up a pike? What will I drop? What will I use if I do that? So a shad, no. Spoon, no. No frog, no spinner, no worms, none of that. So basically, you're gonna pull. Well, there you go, a minnow. A minnow could be used with a float to pick up a pike, and they do get big, up to 20 pounds. There's my diamond weight right there. All right, so we need to plan for half that weight for silver. 5 kilograms. So obviously my bass rod's too small. So we're just going to go ahead and use my Steo. And even though it's rigged up heavy, I know spinnerbait will work. So we're just going to go with that, what I have, and see if we can find one not too far from here. Oh, sorry, you lose out on that song, pal. I don't need to compete with you. All right. Sorry for the delay. I can't argue with the music, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna run over here off the shop and see if there's any pike in here. There's this lily pad section out here. Here's the thing. I'm gonna catch whatever wants this spinnerbait. Might take us a minute to get a couple of pike. And we can certainly go out and look for pike, but I don't want to have to. So I want to just grab my rod. I only need 2, right? The challenge is 2. Any 2 pike. So got the 1 rod out, and I have a cute little furry spinnerbait on there, and it's probably a 5. Just gonna make sure it is. All right, let's throw that out there and just see what's in those lily pads. All right, let's let her rip. This is kind of a situation where I would normally be fishing for bass. Certainly not with this rod. But pike always seem to stubbornly interfere with my bass fishing all the time. I should just fish for bass and then I'll get that pike I want. That's how that works. I'm seeing bass in the water. But I've got a 5 spinnerbait. That's a pretty big hook for a bass, by the way. So, you know, henceforth, there was a, right off to my left there, right over there, was a pike. Just jumped. Oh, and we got a hit on the spine. Yeah! Look at that, he's taking line from me. That's awesome. That is awesome. You know, it's funny. The scale rod is a heavy rod, but its accompanying Hund reel that it's a Quest reel that you get in Norway from the vendor if you complete. It's very weak, but it's perfect for this size fish, right? I'm going to show you the stats on that here in just a minute when we pull this in. And that's why I use it for small fish pole fishing, because I actually love the rod. It's long and beautiful, right? Handmade. Looks handmade. And the reel itself looks super old and has all these cool designs on it that are going by as it spins, both on the handle and the sprocket. So it's gorgeous. It's absolutely good, beautiful, good to look at. And I tend to be a little old school. Look at us play this fish. It's going to be a good sized little guy. Go ahead and up my tension to give that reel a little more help. I was not expecting to have to fight so hard for this first fish. It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, I kind of expected the spinnerbait 5 to have weeded out the smaller fish for me a little bit, but give me a chance to draw a pike in here. And we're making headway on it. It feels big for this rig up. And it is in fact a pike. There it is, right in front of us. Good looking fish. Stay out of there. All right, let's bring that in. Perfect size bait for the fish. There's a nice silver. Look at that. Right by the shop. Right by the shop, the main outpost. We just walked over here and there it is. So picked up a little silver pike. Good XP. Didn't have to go very far. Oh, look at that. imBestefar has leveled up to 151. So, think about this for a sec. Pike are a predatory fish. They're eating smaller fish in real life, right? So they like to come out to these lily pads because that's where they're finding them. But they'll swim out. Look, there's fish jumping out there, right? So it does not hurt to throw a pike lure out in the middle of the river, if you will, and fish for it in deeper water. So, let's get one more pike and we'll be very close to finishing the more challenging portions of our daily challenges today. There's a beautiful pike right there at the end of my rod. See it there in the water? Oh, beautiful fish. Yeah, the bass fishing is so fun. don't know what I'm going to get here. Oh, there we go. Got him. I was massaging my hand. When that hit, I almost missed that. I love how that's just the perfect size for this rig up, because it keeps the point values really, really good in range for XP. So you got to make sure you have a good medium rig up. There are certainly better rods than the one I have on here, but this reel is particularly perfectly suited for this weight. Not very strong, but not weak either. Perfect for pike. And this quest is mostly just running around looking for stuff, so go do it. There it is. Got another silver 7-pounder. Gorgeous fish, gorgeous fish. Alright, so let's check our challenges now. We got all of our dailies done as a result of cranking out the 9 here, right? So we easily covered our weight. So our dailies are now completely done for GRR, and I can come back and just grab quantity of any of these now, and we can wrap these up. So before we go too much further, I'm gonna now go out to GRR and show you what I have scheduled for dailies out there, which I set up just before today, before we got started. Hello, compass hater. All right, I think he loathes me. He looks down at me a little bit, trying to make him happy. I even have my name's imBestefar, it's Norwegian, right? You would think that he would like me. What am I gonna do? Anyways, so last night we were here and we were doing salmon, and it was super fun. And as you can see, the map's completed now, and I just have a ton of purple on here because we've got a lot of legends done here now. And this map is just absolutely so much fun to play. So I really encourage you to get out here and get Norway. Challenges for Norway include brown trout, any kilogram, and we just need 3 silvers. And then on the weekly, I always do all the roundups. But look at that, 10 gold. That's going to be hard. Might not be able to get 10 gold in a week. We'll see. Try a couple a day, right? But I can easily get 45 kilograms, and I can easily get quantity 30. So the only one that's really at risk is this one right here. So looking back at the dailies, what we're going to focus on is brown trout. And so what I really want to use here, I have a couple of options. And we're going to just, before we even go further, we're going to dive into the handbook. I do not have that many diamonds on GRR. Look, I've got a lot left to work on. I think it's awesome that I got salmon and I got Xander, because I got both those on the same day, or real close to that, in the same spot anyways. And that's cool, because it means where I fish for salmon, you can get Xander. And if you've watched my show, you'll certainly see where that is. Now, we're going to be fishing for this guy right here. Also, a fairly good sized trout. Look at that. At 18.9 kilograms, that's just almost 20 pounds, right? So I need a 20-pound rig up, which is somewhere in the middle of bait cast and heavy spin, okay? So I'm going to show you what our options are, and then when we look at what we're going to use, it's one of these two right here. Now there's a real big reason to use dough, and that's because if I throw spinners in where we're going today, I'm going to catch salmon all day long. Now there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that I'm going to be pulling in a lot of other fish. So it will look like a ton of salmon like this, right? So, having said that, we're sitting here at the store. Let's make sure that I've got the appropriate quantity of bait for that, because it's dough, and I got to make sure I got dough in the bag. I do. I've got 57 in the bag, and that should be plenty. And it occurs to me I'm going to need a hook size to deal with there. Minimum is 6, maximum is 1. Part of me wants to use like a 3 or a 4, but I'm going to see what I got in my bag first before I go further. Because I just need quantity. I don't necessarily have to worry about getting a gold. Alright, backpack. We've got 5 and 2. So, if I put that on my 4 rod, what's my 4 rod? Oh, he says his 4 rod's his favorite. That's the Def Nexus. It's super long, heavy. Look at that, 4 meter long rod. It's got the 2. All I got to do is drop the 5 or the 6 on, and I can use dough. So let's put dough back in. And it's in my storage. Go 57. Take out the liver, drop in the dough. All right. So I could just fish on the 2, and I think that's a good way to go. It takes up to a 1. And that's clearly where a diamond is going to be, is on a 1 hook, right? But I want to be able to fish for silvers. So if I'm really even nervous that a 2 is too big, I can go with a 5 and guarantee that I can get silvers. And I'm certain that a gold would take the 5. So, or at least I'm more certain of that. So that gives us the float version of going for brown without fighting against salmon here. So if I want to fight against salmon, I can begin using this spinner 2.0, this spinner 1, or we can even put a spoon on the stale and go for that, because we know that the trout will also take a spoon. So let me just verify that before I feel like I talked out my ass. It's spinner, parabolic, dough, and the rest of them are spoon, leeches, marshmallow, minnow. So basically other bait types, right? Which I also have in my bag. So we won't get that spoon out. There's no reason to worry about that. All of the bait types are working with this fish, specifically dough, and also the one full spinner. So, gosh, that said, I feel like we're pretty prepared. Now, where are we going? So there's a really neat spot over here that's by this waterfall. The waterfall is right about here, and it runs underneath and down and into this big lake number 2. So we're just going to fast travel over here. Notice how I have a marker already. I did that because this was where I initially got pike. But what I'm going to do now is remove it and put it right here, because this is where we're going to find our diamond brown trout at some level. Okay, that's the hope right here, brown trout. Right off the second lake. And half of me thinks that I'll find them in anywhere I have fresh water coming into big lakes, but I haven't verified that. But I do know this one works, okay? So that's why we're going to go that direction. And I am quickly going to fill my coffee before we fish today on brown trout. So before we even move, what I'd like to do is go on a quick pisser intermission. So I'll just drop myself real quick right here, leave us a nice little view. Oh, you know what I like to do? I'll go on intermission up here. Does it let me climb? It doesn't, but I know one that does. I've seen you before, and I have used you before. I am on my way to you. See, this ladder works. And I can get up here and have a really beautiful view of our harbor. So with that having been said, let's get ourselves ready for a quick transition. Guys, I need to hit the potty. I'm gonna refill my coffee. I'll leave a quick break or comment. Be right back, folks. Stay tuned for brownie fishing. There we go. All right, hey, sit tight, everybody. I'll be right back. Sorry for the long delay there. We are here. We are in Norway, and it's kind of a neat view from where we stand. We're just out looking at that beautiful lake. Okay, where are we going, guys? First off, let's get back on track, shall we? Come on. Back on track. Back on track. Okay, here we are. We're going over to the second lake here. We're going right to this spot, so we can either go here or here. We'll just go right over to that little close one. All right, and we're gonna go over and fish by that waterfall over there. So let's get out Big Orange. Here we are, Big Orange. We are ready. What time of day is it? Uh-oh. Fishing in the late evening, not Bestefar's favorite. Means we'll be float fishing possibly, I don't know. We'll see. But this is our spot. The opening to this river. I want to be able to cast right up at the base of that river. I was here the other day, and there were about 7 boats along this edge right here. This little ring. We created a ring around here. It was just a whole slew of me and my buddies and various other anglers fishing for what we're after. So our choices are, of course, I've got the spoon here, but we're not going to do any of that. We're going to fish with this dough right here. First, initially with the 5-hook and see how we do. It's real easy fishing. We're going with dough because we're fishing for brown trout. And they can get pretty heavy. So we're going to go with my my bigger rig up. And not many fish eat dough, so I'm hoping that this will be how we can just hang out and slay some brownies. It's kind of fun. You can see them coming. But I'm hands-free. Here comes the first one. There it is right there. You see it swimming in. Remember, we're on that 5-hook, so I'm expecting silvers. Who knows, right? We're going to see what we get. They're not that fast at moving to the hook either, though. Look at that. It took them forever to get there. And he'll probably dabble hit it. I don't know. Yeah, he did. He dabble hit it. Just once, though. Oh, and look at that guy right there, right in front of us. Ooh. That looks like a good one right there. Yeah. Okay. Got our first one. And we're obviously over-rigged a little bit. But that's only because he's bronze. I'm sitting on the Pure Champion on this rig up because this is what I can also fish for salmon. So I gotta have the Pure Champion on there. Ooh. Seeing a lot of fish in the water. There's one right here. Look at this guy. Kind of looks like he needs to have my bait. I can bring my bait to him. Let's do that. He's big. He's big. He's big. That's called feeding right there. I put that bait right in front of him. That's why you gotta look at what's in the water to be completely effective. Right? Because they're all around you. You just gotta fish to them sometimes. Another little bronzy. All good. Because you want to keep that spawn bit pool moving. So I'm scanning for fish. If I don't see any, of course, I'm just going to put it where I normally would. All right. First hour, lots of fish. Lots of fish. Oh my gosh. Because we really nailed our challenges on the GRR side. So all we got to do today is pull in a bunch of brown trout now, and we're set for today's dailies. Then Bestefar can do what he wants. And boy, I've got some fun stuff coming too, because I'm ready to buy the most expensive rushy rod and the biggest true mediator reel. I just don't know if I want it yet. Oh, look at this. I'm not getting any hits on this yet. I'm looking for fish now. There was one right over here I saw. Look at that rod, it lasts forever. Goes forever. Oh, look over there. Look over there to the right. I gotta go get that. Right there, right here. Oh my gosh. That's a salmon. Don't be fooled. I saw one over here. Here it comes. It's right there. Look at that. Right there. Looks like a good size one. Oh, he looks big. He looks big. Coming in strong. Yeah. Looks heavy. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. This is going to be a big fish. Beautiful fish right here. Come on now. Let me have you. Ease up. Oh, yes. Look at that. So, again, look where the money is. We're going to catch a lot of silvers and compared to the others. And 6.5K for points is awesome. That's a 16-pound fish. It's perfectly weighted for the stale rod on this rig up. A little bit heavy on the reel, but notice how that's just awesome. Great looking fish. Oh my gosh. Gotta take a picture even though it's a silver. Right? Good looking fish. It's one of the prettiest fish in the game right there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, see, look at the credits too. Oh, we just got another one right there, right there. He's right at the tip. Yeah, it was hard here the other day. There was like 8 people float fishing, and there were floats everywhere, and everybody was just pulling them in left and right. It was so awesome. It was a party, a brown trout party for sure. And if we get a little bored, what we can do to let the spawn pool reactivate is we'll fish for salmon for a couple of times. See, they're big and they're right here too. They just don't want dough. Haha. Notice how long it's taken me to get a bait on though. I'm going to put this back over by the river. We're grooving hard. Oh, we're having a good Monday, because Monday bites. And we're not having any for the last 10 minutes, it seems like. So I'm going to keep moving that bait until I'm happy. I would like us to look at the fish traits for brown trout after this. Notice how when I zoom in I can see there's lily pads, by the way. So I'm right on the edge of those pads. And my hook size has definitely adjusted some of the behavior going on here because there aren't that many big ones. So now that I see they're spawning and popping their heads up over here again, I'll move that bait flow right back towards where I expect to find them. I don't know, this is a weird religious part of the game, right? You got to decide how and when to move. See, like I just saw the perfect fish right there. So, pick it up, go get it. Got to get the bait near where you're seeing the one you want. A lot like when you're fishing for the legends, which is casting out to a fish that may not move that quickly towards the bait, and you'll pick up other fish first. That's been certainly, I've seen that happen fishing for the salmon legend. That's spill feeding. And we're off the bite, ladies and gentlemen, off the bite. So we're going to keep moving that thing till we find it. And that's going to include right here. Then I can be very selective at whether or not I even let the fish have the bait. You can also fish right up this river too. You can cast it right up the river a bit. I'm just barely too far out for that. Struggling, nothing coming in of late. So I want to move my bait up a bit. So let's get in the boat. Go. and move up just a bit. And we don't want that spoon. We want that. Let's put it at 0.5. And let's put this one right up the river. It's very hard for us to see the spawns in the river. Look, right there, boom. See that guy? Boom. Disappears. So there's fish up there. But they don't want my dough anymore. The music's good, we're rocking out. Oh, right in front of me. Come on, that's mean. I'm just scanning the water. Scanning the water. We can take my glasses off. I want to zoom in a little more. I want to throw my bait right about where my tip is. So we're going to zoom in here in a sec. I don't want to give up on fishing with this dough. See, now we're in that little river slightly. And I may bring the bait up a little bit from being half of a meter down. If only to help me see the bite. Look at how pretty that is though, wow. But we got no browns in the water now. Part of that is the time of day. Right there. Now you know why imBestefar doesn't like to fish at night. Look, right in front of us is a pike. We could lower the hook size down a bit if we wanted. I don't think that'll change much for us. See, the minimum is a 6 already. I think we're on 5. We'll just find out real quick. See, 5. We can go with the smallest one. That way we at least guarantee we're getting everybody. So we sit and we wait. Oh, come on, pike. Right there. Always frustrating to see a pike come smash your stuff. All right. Looks like an asp or an eyed over there. There was one right there. Ooh, I thought this was going to be a little easier. But now you know why I took that photo of that silver brown we caught, because I don't have a ton of catches with the brown trout, and that was a big one, and that was a big one right over there too. Let's go get that. Put that right on top of whatever was there. Come on, brownies. It's kind of hard to go through the weight, isn't it? Because I could just be pulling in salmon while we wait, but there's browns right there. They're not hungry. Oh my goodness, look at that enormous pike right there. So, we have success. Look, right there, we got someone coming in. Yay! Action! See those brown trouts? They just take their time getting to the bait too. Super, super lazy. Yeah. Little jumper. Oh, I'm just wishing this were a little more active, because when you look at our latest catches, it's only 4. 4 brown trout, right? You know, when you compare that to how we're reeling in some of the other species, it means that the selective model is working, and you've really got to just get lucky sometimes to get what you're after. But we've narrowed down our bait, and we're where we know we can get them. Oh, that is so pretty. And we got another one coming in right there. Boom, boom, boom. Looks like a little one. Yeah, that's a little guy right there. That's going to be a juvenile. Look how tiny he looks from this angle. Whoa, little. Come here, little fella. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, little juvenile. Do I have it? Is it that I have to do bronze? Brown trout, any size. Cool, we're halfway there. We've done 5. And we've successfully weeded out everything else. It's just they're slow to come in. Be better if I was fishing in the morning. Seeing a lot of pike in the water. A lot of pike in the water. There's a nice brown right there, right there. They're such a pretty fish. Boy, it's going to make me pull fish soon. Oh, here it is. Look how slow he's coming in. That's him right there at the tip of the rod. Right there. See how slow they come in? So if you're not waiting a long time for that bait to get that fish, if you're impatient, that he'll never get there. So just let your bait cook in the water. 10 minutes. This is a nice looking fish. Come on, you're out of the water, man. Good looking fish. Silver. All right, 4 to go. 4 to go. And we're seeing a lot of action everywhere. A lot of, obviously we could have got pike here. Oh, my eyes are just bugging me. Another big pike right in front of me, right there. Fun to watch them go by. They're big. I'm just wanting to avoid having to get out a spinner, because I'll start pulling salmon in here. But this is still very relaxing and beautiful. Welcome to Monday Bites. Wish I could see something going for that bait. Just looking at the whole scene. Tough, fishing a little bit. Got to do a lot of waiting. Got to be patient. Yeah, gotta be patient. That's a tiny little mountain fish, I think, right there. Maybe a perch, European perch, not sure. Look tiny, obviously. It's time to pick that up. Oh man, we put that one way up there. Look at that. Man, we Russ Wilson that one. I wonder if we'll get a hit up there. Boy, it's like that pike is just stalking me. He's swimming right in front of us still. He's just not leaving me. He's stalking us. There's way more pike in the water than brown trout. Oh, there's one right there. Right there. See if I can lure him back up. And my dogs are barking. I might have to go see what's... Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's what's coming from my bait right there. Man, they are lazy. They need to speed up. But we're patient and we're getting what we're after. And they're good looking fish. And it's working. Good looking silver right there. Such a pretty fish. I am going to go make sure my dogs are okay. So please hold. Please hold. All right, we're back. getting hooked by Mr. Christensen. Alright, here we go. And all we really need, there's a brown right there. I can just drop this short fry and see if he'll go for it. There's another one right there. Maybe that's an eyed, I can't tell. Just trying to get my view where I want it. There's a nice looking guy right there. Just scanning that water. Boy, we're having that tough go at fish at night. Still, see, 6:30. Not seeing any fish in the water right now. Let's put that in the middle. I think that's a good spot. It's got good bait range there for sure because it's covering a large area. There's a super small one right there. Obviously, he doesn't want my bait either, but we only need a few more and then it's relax time. You know, spend a couple hours grinding out most of your dailies. That's easy. Oh, but imBestefar's tired. Had a rough night. Where are you, brown trout? Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to see which of my rods has that sweet spinner that I want to use. There's a 1. There's a 2. I guess I'm using the 1. No, it's here. And I'm going to see if I can pull lure and bring people up out of the bottom that aren't coming up, I guess. Now we should end up getting some salmon though, because I've got a spinner out. Fairly big one though. And it's pulled somebody up. going to be a salmon, would be my guess. Just trying to get y'all some action. Yep, salmon it is. That is just such a strong lure. And it does not hurt to be, pulling those in while I guess I'll get lucky and occasionally pull a brown in on that. But it makes for a little bit more interesting fishing. And I'm just having a nice peaceful morning. There's a brownie over on the right. Humongous pike right in front of me. Hard to fish in the dark. Hard to fish in the dark. For sure. Makes me want to just make it easy on myself and just leave my cute little piece of dough out there. And we wait. We need 3 more brownies. I'm so tempted to pull that pike in because he's just luring me. But I gotta stay the course. Looks like we might have a brownie over there. He's not coming for us though. Just gotta be patient. Be patient. Starting to see the first signs of daylight. Oh my gosh, that guy right there is driving me insane. $7:30 at night. Man, nothing is going for nothing right now. Night fishing, tough. Can't see anything. So dark. having such a hard time getting these last 3 brown trout. Makes me want to see if I've got brown trout in any of these. Yeah, I do here, but it's we could come up here and try it up here. But the only way to get here is to run quite a distance. And that's okay, it's just what it is. Very hard to always get what you're after. That's why it's a challenge. Man, just slow going. Slow going. At least it's nice and chill. But I am fishing at a time when there's not many people online and not many fish in front of me as well. So, I feel like what imBestefar is going to do is take an extended intermission and allow my server to free itself up from nighttime, and we can end on this for just a little bit while imBestefar recuperates. And guarantees that he'll be on a little bit later today for sure. We'll definitely be back to finish these brown trout as soon as I get rested up a little bit. So I'm going to hydrate and rest up for maybe an hour before maybe an hour or two before I get back online and try and finish this up. Hopefully it'll be daytime. So folks, I think that's just a good place to end it. We got kind of a little bit slow here at the end. And that's okay. It's just how it rolls. I want to say thank you to everybody for paying attention to my stream, watching my videos, helping me out with autism awareness, and with your likes, subscribes, and follows. Peace and goodwill to everybody. Be kind. Peace out. Sorry about that. I really don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, peace.